Is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, cloud swing traders. Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. Hope you guys are feeling good. Hope you guys are feeling more like yesterday's close than today's open. But we got AJ in the house. Good morning to you. Good morning to Albert, Amy, Anna, Andy, Andy. Good morning to Bill, Brad, Jason, Joe, Kevin, Lawrence in the house. Good morning to Lucian. We got Marius, Martina, Ray, Rob, Wendy. Good morning to all you, all my people out at YouTube land. Good morning to all you guys. Hope you guys are doing well. First one in the chat today is hostile. Usually there's a battle between Clarice and Mustafa. I don't even see Mustafa in the house today. That's wild. But Clarice, good morning to you. Hostile. You got the trophy for today. First comment into YouTube. BEA beautiful. And then lots of lurkers. Yeah, lots of lurkers. You guys are dedicated to the lurking. I feel it, but it's okay. Hit that like and subscribe button. And yeah, DAHC currency. Good morning to you. We got Ann in the house. Yeah, we got some tickers coming from Wendy. And yeah, the market. Oh my goodness, we were so bullish at the end of the day. We're like, yeah. And then we wake up today and just reversal. Revert again. Got me. They love that little rug pull action. So we'll see. A very difficult swing trading market, that's for sure. If you don't hit your targets before the end of the day, you're losing a lot of sleep at night. Like, which way is the market going to go? But so far, every single rip, every single rally has been selling. We didn't even really get into the previous VPOC in the last 2 days from this first little breakdown. That's going to take us to like 586.44. That's a really extended target for today. Otherwise, now we are gapping below yesterday's opening price. Never a great sign. We are gapping below yesterday's VPOC, which is 578.44. So I think that's our first stop, our first bullish target. Let's see if we could hit that. It is technically still inside day, and we are just kind of holding up that VPOC from Tuesday. So I'm going to be using 575.97 as that little line in the sand. We'll see if we can break down. You do have that 200 EMA approaching. Maybe there's a little bit of sign of relief. Uh, but we keep looking for some kind of relief, and then they just step on our hopes and dreams. Lucian says foreign traders clearly are not as confident in the markets as we are. Um, I disagree, actually. Yeah, they seem to be pretty confident in the markets, just not the U.S. markets. Yeah, uh-huh. International is still actually rocketing. So US markets struggling, international markets looking actually pretty decent recently. But yeah, I don't know. Otherwise, yeah, if we make it past the support for today, the next one we have is 571.97. We've already pretty much hit that, and then I think that could break through. That would take us right into the 200 EMA is that next VPOC, and that is 569.88. So we'll see if any of that holds. But Hughes, Lucian says, okay, I'll give you that one. Yeah, uh-huh. Baba was rocketing JD, I think was having a nice little push today too. But Q's, we got Q's again, same thing as yesterday. So what may appear one day is probably going to disappear the next day in this market. You got Q's underneath yesterday's open. Q's look really weak right now. Opening below yesterday's opening price. We are below yesterday's VPOC, 497.28. That would be a target for today. But first, you got to get through Tuesday's VPOC. That's 495.54. So we got two struggle buses. That's not a good look for Qs. You still have this wide open gap down here as well. So targets to the downside, 491.89. My biggest problem with that is now we've been there twice. Third time's usually the charm to get through it. The next level after that, you got 488.42. We've also been there as well. And then the next target, did we get here yet? Not quite. So I guess the next real target, 486.68, but let's see how we interact with that 200, see if we start breaking that down. And then final stop is 485.63. If we start breaking that, we'll get together. We'll have some crying sessions. We'll all have some tissues for free. Free tissues for everybody. We'll just tell our stories of how we used to be so high in the market. And yeah, we'll probably get a much deeper sell-off after that point. But we will see. German markets melted last night. Yeah. Yep. Germany is a little outlier. They're having some issues, but yeah, interesting. Let's check Bitcoin, BTC USD. That one is honestly just hanging out. Right now, we did start making it through what should have been some kind of support, 89,864. As of now, we broke through that, so look for that to be your resistance and probably a little bit of a pullback, which is okay. 87,551 would be your next stop. Not the greatest, but still there. And then you got 86,290. So watch those spots if we could recapture 89,759-ish, somewhere in that zone. Maybe small inside day, but we're hanging out at that 200. We got a couple moving averages above us. It's not like Bitcoin can't trade sideways for an extended period of time. It's like almost we didn't just do this for 2, 3 weeks. And then you got your breakdown, your retest, and maybe this happens, unfortunately, but we'll see what happens. Trump is talking about the crypto reserve on Friday. So I did see the article on that. So that is confirmed. We'll see how that plays out. Even some crypto people are kind of on the fence with it. They're like, no, no. But we'll see. We got XRP for Wendy. This one is no, that's not the right one. Let's go to the actual XRP as you intended it to be. XRP is still looking okay. We are right into the resistance zone, so let's see if we could hold, which we're slightly above it, but 259, 2226 if we want to get specific. But if we could hold that, okay, not bad. We still have some room then. I think back to like 267, 406. Probably a bigger resistance on this entire thing if we could actually stay above it. I think it's gonna be tough if Bitcoin does collapse, but Bitcoin's just chilling for right now. And then if Trump is putting XRP into the reserve, that's probably I think would be bullish for all the names he's putting in. But next target, next resistance, 286,990 to get up there would be good. And maybe it's buy the rumor, sell the news. So we'll see what happens after that Friday meeting. You got MSTR. You guys are loving crypto space today. MSTR. Uh not doing anything crazy. Inside day, at least you're still above the support. So watch this 297.57. If we could hang out above there, then not too bad. Otherwise, next immediate resistance, I think it's a very weak one, but 303.14, we've been there already yesterday. And then a much bigger resistance takes us to about 319.85. So let's see how we want to do a support. Let's see if Bitcoin could kind of hold up a little bit again. It looks a little shaky in Bitcoin land, but if we can hold that support, great. Otherwise, to the downside, next immediate hold spot would be 292. We break that, you're looking at 276 again. So a little bit to the chop fest on MSTR. Martina says, Marvell, I do have an order out there, which I think I only put in for extended hours. I'm trying to buy it at $70. And then I have another order for like 68.70 out there as well. So when this bell rings, I think that order gets canceled up. I'll have to probably manually re-enter it, but it's holding a little bit of support. So at least in this zone is not bad. I'm looking for 70 because I'm greedy. That's about it. I got my bigger support really somewhere around 68.70, 68.73 in terms of volume. So I'd like to hold that. Valuation at this price is just a lot better for fair value. So if you're looking to pick it up for the long term, if you do like it, you're starting to get very close to it. If you're just contributing or buying things on a monthly basis and with a set budget, if you want to pick it up at 74.21, I don't think the longer term, unless this company just absolutely starts looking like garbage, you're pretty much into a fair value zone. I'd see if I can get a little bit lower into the as close as possible to the 68 that you get it for a longer term sense, but it is into my buy zone and $70. I got the order out there now. We'll see if I can fill pre-market. I doubt it, and then we have to wait for live market. But I got those two spots. Could we get all the way back down here? Of course, bigger target to this one would be 57.22, but anything past 68, I'll just keep buying over and over again until till I don't. Till I either have to file bankruptcy or they file bankruptcy or both at the same time. One of the two. But yeah, starting it there. I yesterday is from yesterday and actually from Tuesday. This is a technical gap and go, but you have a downtrend. You have uh really the last candle that meant something was actually from Monday, so this would be more of a retest, I think. I would be looking for this, and especially being in this buy zone, I think this one is probably more of a buy the dip. I'm trying. We'll see if it comes lower, but otherwise, for day trade purpose, we might have an opportunity on this one. But I'd rather, I think, be buying the dip on this one. Report wasn't bad. I don't think it was too bad. They did come in with a beat. They still don't make money. I think you have about 3 years till this company actually makes money. So you're just kind of evaluating it on price of sales. That's all you really have to go off of. But yeah, not a bad location, I think, for some interest for investors to come in. Again, I would love to see it come a little bit lower, but for day trade purpose, I think I'd rather be going to try to go long on it as opposed to short. Mongo database is another one that's down a lot. This one, I haven't done as much digging on this company. So in terms of fair value, I'm not sure. But it looks like a weak open. No, that's not exactly where you would like to. If you're bullish on Mongo database, it's not a comforting feeling. So we did have a little bit of downtrend, very similar to before. This Friday candle will cause a little reaction for the bulls to hop in. So I think you are clapping some bulls that open today on this one, and it's a pretty severe gap down. Plus, you're also clearing under some pivots. So I think this is a little bit more of a gap and go. I think probably fading, or not fading, but playing it in the direction to the downside. Any bounces, I think, start to fade on Mongo database, but not a great move. All your volume is above you, 224, 72 and higher. Um, would be a struggle bus for this one. So maybe we get some kind of, I don't know, maybe we could get a little just profit taking from some bears. Get into that 218, 219 zone. That would be a good spot to look to go short. But I wouldn't even mind it if we open here, small high wave candle, break pre-market support, something like that. I think the direction is down, and then just kind of figuring out how to get into it. BJ's Wholesale Club. They had earnings. They're not Costco. Costco just crushes it every time. You got a beat of about 5.39% earnings per share. They did come in with an extra 110K on the revenue portion of things. Those memberships are getting expensive. But you have BJ's just kind of hanging out. So nothing too crazy after earnings. It's not typically a big mover. You do have some candles here. Here's a fairly large one. It's 103 to 99. So about $4 on that one. It's one of the, I guess, the larger candles that they have. Other than that, big resistance, 101.76. So you're actually getting a little bit better risk reward to the bear side. You are still inside day, very high end of this. If it starts to break that 101.76, then take the EL, maybe try to reverse that position. Otherwise, I think you have room to retest this $100.29 zone. Again, just not a huge range on it, but kind of inside still. Didn't really have too much reaction off of the earnings weren't bad, but I think it's a slow and steady type stock. XYZ Square, aka Block, aka cinder block, tied to the ocean, tied to the ankles, thrown into the ocean. Still getting killed. Yep, not a great open for this one as well. You did have some support. 57.18 would be your kind of next big support on this one. So you're getting kind of close to that one. You're still trapping some bulls from yesterday. Yesterday did look impressive a little bit, especially with that close. You did make a new higher VPOC. I think to the short side on this one would probably be your play. Immediate target for day trade purpose, 57.93. However, we've been there before. I think we could break through it, and then you're probably looking for about 57.13, but it actually looks like a really good short. So we'll get that one higher on the list for that one. Lucian says, thoughts on 250 put for April 4th on Tesla? First question is, do you want to get filled on Tesla at 250? Do you like that price? I actually don't mind it. I want to be like overweight on the position if I get filled, just in case. This market is still selling all rips possible. So every time we get any kind of rip, aka yesterday into this morning, we are still getting sold. But I do have 271 was my entry price. I actually got it in a little cheaper, 268 and change. But um, it's not a bad, like we're holding this for now. We still have this high wave candle. I can't ignore the just absolute downtrend on this one. So especially if the market's going to kind of go with it. So I do think 250 is a very big possibility to get filled there. 250, where are we at on the chart with that one? 250. Yeah, you're right just underneath a big volume zone where I think you should get a bounce. I think if this one comes a little bit lower, and it's probably not bad. You still have some decent spots for support on this one where maybe you can make it out alive, just capture the premium and call it a day. But I think if you could get down into that 250 range, that's where you might want to consider selling some puts. But again, you also have this wide open gap from earnings, island reversal. That's a tough one to close, but it is still there on the charts, and it's never been even close to retested. So if you get at 250, you get filled. Are you okay to ride it to 214? And then maybe you could buy some puts, something like that to protect yourself to the downside. But yeah, just try not to get, I would say, too overweight, but it's definitely down. I think you're starting to get to an interesting place. I will be buying more shares. If we get close to that 250, I got 250, 231-ish, something like that. 250, 240, actually. So we'll see if I can get filled on those. Otherwise, I think if you get one more drop, today's open for Tesla is a little bit to the weak side as well. So again, trapping some bulls. They were able to bring that VPOC up higher day over day. We'll see where today closes. Again, yesterday it kind of looked miserable. I was hopping off the mic, and then all of a sudden you got tariff auto tax news, and then everything just kind of skyrocketed from there. Very news based market that we have. So where we open today might not be the same. It might not even be the same feeling the first 15 minutes of trading. I don't know. Maybe we just buy everything up and we look good, and then maybe at the end of the day you got some more tariff news and everything just crashes again. It's a very very difficult market. Right now, on a normal day, normal market, this is not a terrific open. You are trapping some bulls. Depending where we open, if we're opening anywhere, I think under 271.70-ish, which we're pretty much right into that zone now. But if we're opening below that, I like it a little bit better to the short side, and Tessie can move $20 in a day. It's not unheard of. But if you get those bigger pullbacks, I would be patient. I think you just get a better opportunity to just capture some premium. But that being said, you might still survive on some put sales down here. 250 should be a decent bounce spot. Also, good psychological hold number. And depending on the time frame, I wouldn't want to go too far extended on time. I want that bounce almost pretty quickly. Lydia says, I'll definitely be buying shares if we get to 250. Yeah, see, I mean, depending on how many shares you want to buy, selling some puts. If you're already going to be like, hey, I'm buying at 250, then I would say, yeah. Worst case, you capture some premium. But I know DAHC. I know it's duck, but I'd rather spell it. SOUN. SoundHound is still chilling for now. Again, they had that little report about the not filing their 10K, and I just got memories of of a super microcomputer. Which I think also super microcomputer. I think they changed their name too. Aren't they just like micro now or something? But SoundHound, not a great open. That's not going to instill some confidence from some bulls. However, you're just shopping. You are at a little bit of support, 958, and then you have your next resistance, 984. If you could break the current support, you got 933 to hold you up. We'll have to see what happens from here. You also have that 200. We're just hanging out above as well. So I think sound for right now, a little bit of chop. Still not a great gap. You got to do a lot of work as a bull to get through it. And I think they're just hanging into that 200, trying their best. Otherwise, the closer you get down back to the real volume is 525. It's a much better spot to protect. And that's a mile and a half away from where we're at now, but not bad. If it could break, otherwise we're just shopping sideways. Nvidia. Nvidia, we got still no strength coming in. The other thing to look at is the news from Baba. So Baba reported last night that they were, you guys all remember DeepSeek, right? We didn't forget DeepSeek. It was like the Chinese AI version that's just done for pennies compared to what Nvidia is doing it for. And then Nvidia got killed on that one. So Baba came out and they said, "Hold on, DeepSeek, hold my beer for a second, because we are coming out with one that's even cheaper than DeepSeek." So it's a race to the bottom in terms of pricing. So Baba was up. They were up actually a lot more than this pre-market. Was it pre-market? Yeah. So they got up to like 146.80ish, somewhere in that zone. They've pulled back a little bit. However, they've proven they could take out this with that pre-market move. They've proven they could take out this 143.64. And then you got if we could use that as support, they might have some room. It is still a retest gap. If we open anywhere under that, I'd wait for that retest. See if you want to buy it. You're looking for 141.19 at that point. However, that's going to affect sentiment again on Nvidia. It's definitely worst case. It's definitely not a reason that I want to get excited to buy Nvidia if competition is starting to really start coming in. But other than that, you have this still kind of breakdown, even technically based. You really want to kind of they managed to get above a pretty good resistance, 116.43. They held it, good bounce yesterday, and not a great open. I think to the short side on Nvidia. In fact, that might be a go-to play out of the gate. But I think you have some more room down. Next little target on this one, I think targets for today, 109.23, with the potential of 105.78 if the selling persists. So we'll see what happens. Let's see. Do you have pyramid buy levels on Tesla or QQQ? Just on Tesla. Yep. So my levels, I'm in on 2 levels so far. But there's every green line on this chart, and you probably have to actually edit some of those green lines off, which we'll do here to make it less confusing. But the first level I got in was 288.90. Second level I got in is it was 271. I got a better fill. I got like 268 and change. And then third level is if we get all the way back to 252.40, and the last but not least, we got 227.58 is the next level to the downside. And if we can get that pyramid going, then I'm buckling up, strapping in, and probably not looking at Tesla for the next 6 months. You got Lockheed Martin is hanging in there. Again, I do like this, and I was going to pick this thing up for the long term. Started bouncing right before the beginning of this month, so seeing if I can get some kind of pullback. I like the valuation here for a long-term purchase. I liked it a heck of a lot better when we were down into this like 430 range, and I wanted to pull the trigger, but started bouncing just a little bit too soon. So if we get one more pullback, and I think right around really 457 is where my entry price is. Anything below that, I think is a good add position to it. Starting to bounce a little bit though. You are back above good volume zones, so keep above 450.32. That might trigger some bulls who want to try to get in. You do have a little bit of resistance, which we just about hit yesterday. We got 464.68, and then you do have a gap up to like 497.94. Pretty decent candle yesterday. You have that 50 EMA coming in on you. For today at open, you're down 42 cents. Nothing too crazy. Look for yesterday's VPOC for today. At least there's a little bit of resistance, but maybe starting to correct itself. What I would love to see, and again, what I would love to see is not typically what the market wants to give me, but I would love to see one more breakdown at this point. Since we are back above this, we have a good looking green candle. I'd like to break that down and then actually make one new lower low. If I get that, now I'm going to be looking for, all right, get me a even better price. Get me close to that 400. I don't know if I'm going to get it though for the long term. We'll see what happens. Emily says, keep your hands and feet inside at all times. I know you got to. Got to. All you can do is just plan out your trades and then either feel like a genius or a complete idiot after one of the two. But it's just money at the end of the day. It comes, it goes, and it grows. You got HRL, Hormel Foods. For today, nothing too crazy. I haven't looked at this on like valuation standpoint, so I don't know, but it does look like you are fairly low. I'm trying to think. Hormel Foods, don't they do like some kind of like prepackaged meat or something? Was that them? I think I've walked really quickly past the Hormel Foods section of the grocery stores before. Spam? Is that them? Yeah, the spam. Yeah. Yeah, prepackaged meat. Yeah, there you go. I think they also do like the like besides spam, there's other like they figured out how to get like the grossest meat that you could possibly get and then prepackage that one. So it's a very niche market. Other than that, good high wave Doge candle, decent volume on it. We are starting to get above it. Severe downtrend as well. Not loving the fact that you kind of broke through this 29.33. Uh, but decent if you're a bull. You have some good risk reward. Throw your stops 27.54. Try to get your entry as close as possible to about 28.79. So essentially, we're a little bit lower than where we're sitting now. But otherwise, just chopping. I don't know it on a long-term basis. For day trade wise, I'm not sure how it trades, but I don't think this one's a like a yeah, baloney. Yeah, yeah, that's I'm not sure even what animal that is. I don't even think they do. That's the problem. Yeah, they make baloney. That's it. Figured out the culprits. Let's see. PGR. Progressive. Obviously just a really, really big, massive run on most insurance companies. Progressive, no difference. I wouldn't be adding personally for the long term here. You are at massive all-time highs, essentially. Give me at least some kind of a pullback on this thing. Give me a good deal. If I get a good deal, I sign up for anything. But Progressive, for right now, you are gapping underneath yesterday's VPOC for day trade purpose if you want to try it. I think your first target, 278.98. I think that can break. We were there yesterday. Looked for like 277.52, so a little bit of room. But very, very strong still. You'd almost want to see a pullback, a bounce, and then if you're looking to short something. Otherwise, not enough of a bounce where I could really take like a swing until you get down to give me like minimum, give me like 269.23, but I'd much actually rather have like 261.36 for Progressive. MA, Mastercard. There's a gap. One big support, last big support. Look for a 546.83, something like that. If you start breaking that, you're probably well into the retest of this move. Otherwise, big volume candle came out here, and we did get some closing underneath it. If you get a rally, you do have yesterday's VPOC at 555.16. I don't think we hit that today, but a good spot if you want to try to go short. 550.02 would be the first spot that I look if you start breaking. Have that yesterday's VPOC insights. Otherwise, yeah, watch that support like a hawk. Otherwise, everybody on YouTube land, that is the morning bell. So make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe buttons. It helps the algorithm, I think. I don't know. I really don't know what it does, but it sounds cool to say. So I just want to be like other YouTube people. Otherwise, you guys are awesome.